Hi there, listener. You're about to experience TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games, and there will be plenty of game talk, but also copious amounts of crude, off-color, offensive, and immature speech. So if you are of a rather sensitive humor constitution, we're just letting you know what you're in for with this show. It has games. It has jokes. You know, just games and jokes. Take the games, take the jokes, and have a good time.
Hello, Internet, and welcome to another TADPOG podcast, a show that happens twice a week where two old guys and one sort of reluctant, frequent guest host,
A staple.
a reluctant staple of the TADPOG.
Three Wednesdays running. One more term.
Talk about old games. So today is Original Flavor Wednesday.
Yep.
So today we're talking about IGN's 25th, the last quarter.
Man, the quarter
last
week, right here. I felt like this day would never come. Yeah, I felt like it would never come. Now I see the end, and it's obtainable.
Mm-hmm. Unless one of us dies, we're gonna get there.
I fully expect you to continue on if I die. We've talked about this.
Yeah.
Don't bury me until it's done.
Mortal Kombat II.
Yep.
2.
Mm-hmm.
So first, if you didn't know, if you haven't gathered it, put it together. Our guest host, Jon Turley.
Of NBA James fame. What's up, John?
Not much. I have no business being here, as both of you well know.
Yeah, you said it like a billion times. But
I was peer pressured into this.
but you're here.
I take no responsibility for anything that I say on this show.
oh, good.
Good. Neither do we. So it's fine.
Sounds like it's going to be a good one.
But I'm your bearded host, Tyler, and since we're playing Mortal Kombat 2, a fighting game.
Was it?
Yeah, it's sorta.
Okay.
It's a pre-rapture game. But so I thought I think I've talked about these a little bit, but just fights that I've been in.
Okay.
Over the course of my life, it's not many.
Okay,
not
right.
many.
Okay, good. That makes you feel a little better.
I'm a pretty big pussy.
Yeah.
And always the kind of kid that would just like, oh, we're just joking. Oh, we're just jokes and jokes and jokes.
That's how we found each other.
We were about to fight and then started making jokes.
No, someone was about to fight us both simultaneously, and we happened to like run around the same corner and meet each other.
Had the weirdest double tech. So let's see. My friend who stabbed my hand hit me, and then I was taken to the office.
I remember.
So that's sort of a fight.
Yeah, I don't think that counts. I think you're kind of like patting it a little bit.
That's getting hit and surprised and then getting sat on. So
all right, we'll count it.
That was pretty one-sided, I guess.
Fine, put it on the board. One.
Let's see, another fight where I didn't know that this kid was like the school bully. So I was sitting at the same table as him on a lunch, like a break after lunch or something like that, where we get like 10 minutes to be outside.
Union rules.
Yeah, the Union middle school rules.
They call you in from breaking rocks and let you take a quick smoke.
Put your pickaxe
I
away.
went to. It was like the movie Holes. That's where I went to middle school. But I didn't know who he was, and like he said something stupid when we were sitting across from each other.
He's the school bully.
So I made fun of him.
Yeah,
And
that's
he-
like bully fuel.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
So-
why they do that.
So he just stood up and just haymaker across the face, and like it was just like I was like stunned for like 5 seconds because he hit me.
You failed that
and then
fortitude
he
save,
sat
huh?
back down and kept talking, and I was just like, so then I stood up while he was talking and just haymaker across the face.
Yeah.
So then he gets up to jump over the table, and the teacher sees it and pulls us apart, and we both get in trouble. And then he was nice to me from
Right.
the rest of middle school. He was totally
Right.
fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So where's he now?
I think he quit school like our junior year,
Yeah.
maybe.
So probably doing pretty good.
Yeah. Of course, there was the fight Shake and I got into at 4-H camp.
Right? You talked about
Remember
that.
one.
Brandon and I got in a fight at church one time, but that was like a weird Terminator style thing where we basically grappled each other and just kept slamming each other into opposing walls up and down the hallway. until our parents is like, oh, well, if you guys are going to fight, then we probably shouldn't go out to eat after church. So then Brandon and I just like hugged. We were like, oh, no, we're fine. We're not mad anymore.
Do you remember what you're fighting
More
about?
hungry than
This
angry.
could be hilarious. That's why I asked.
I want to say I knocked the hat off his head that he was
damn it.
he was wearing. Like he had a Massimo hat and I knocked it off his head.
I was hoping you were going to say Pokemon cards.
I did convince him to buy a lot of Pokemon cards.
Did you really?
we were in Florida, and I was like, those would be worth so much one day. He was like, really? So he bought like 8 packs.
Okay, I thought you were going to say like $80 worth.
Well, I mean, it had to be $50 probably.
Jesus.
And like he got like a holographic Gyarados, some stuff that's all right. And I felt bad, so I made a big deal out of every card. He was like,
how much do you think this was going to be worth, Tyler?
Is this Magikarp? Oh, fuck, man, you got a Magikarp. Dude, you like hold on to those for like 3 years. It's going to be set.
I wonder if he has them still.
God, I hope so. They're probably now, because they were like first edition back then. So they might be now. And then I remember St. Zach, I shoved him to a wall one time. But
Yeah.
then he just like laughed. Like,
you-
I'm sorry, man.
Do you remember what for?
He hit me. Like I was playing something. And as he came in the house, just Zach being Zach, just wound back and just popped me in the side of the head as he walked by. And I remember I just saw red for a moment and just like karate, like Kip stood up and just slammed me into the wall. And he's like, oh man, I'm just. So I was like, oh, okay, it's fine. You don't know what you're doing. And that's basically it.
It's pretty impressive. You got a much longer list than my one.
Mine too. I think I remember almost seeing you come unglued on somebody in my former apartment.
It's rare.
Really?
Yeah, like you.
Was this because we were roommates?
Yeah. It's when you were living there, and we were gaming. It was the Klingenheim game, and
We don't talk about Klingenheim game, especially on TADPOG.
CFP. I can't remember. I think I kind of like walked, like I had went outside to smoke, and I walked in the door, and
don't
I just
remember
remember there was the coffee table, and you were sitting on the couch, and he was standing in front of it, and you like leapt up. I can't remember exactly what you said, but you were really, really serious.
Well, that was like a pastime. Like getting just incredibly pissed off at him was a pastime.
I thought you were going to come across the coffee table. I was like, man, that guy is in danger.
He's pushed me there probably more times than anybody else, but I've never actually hit him or anything.
I remember you getting really mad at Ashley Shake when he sat on your tray.
I was like dad mad at him.
Oh right. No, I don't. It wasn't gonna like break out into a fight or anything. But like I remember he like pulled the tray out. And he like opened it up, and he was drunk, of course. Otherwise, he wouldn't have done this.
Because we're all playing Magic at my dining room table, and there are no more chairs.
Right.
So he pulls up a TV tray to sit on it.
And you were just like, Shake, don't sit on that. Shake, don't sit on that. Shake, don't sit on that. He sat on it. It fucking broke. Shake, I told you not to sit on that.
You're done. You're done. I got this. Because he's like, Tyler, calm down. It's fine. And then like, it's not like it held his weight for like 10 seconds. It
broke immediately. It was like it was made out of paper. Which means that he like wholeheartedly sat on it. He didn't gingerly sit down. He fucking plopped on this thing.
So I had to ground him, and then he apologized.
And what's funny is I didn't see any of this because I was taking a leak. I just heard all of this, which made it even more funny because like I just visualized it in the theater of the mind. What's up, Internet? I'm Dave. I'm your respected host, and I don't fight nearly as much as Tyler. Let's see. First fight I remember was after a baseball game when I was a kid. I may have told the story on the mics. I can't remember. And there's this kid on the team named JJ. And JJ was this curly-headed blonde dude who was an absolute dick to everyone on the team. He always had something like incredibly negative to say, like to everybody on the team. Like he wasn't a bully because he wasn't like physically
he was emotionally abusive.
But he definitely took the red pill for T-ball players. And I remember like I had a heart-to-heart with my dad before the game, and I was like, I really don't like JJ. He is such a dick to everybody. And Dad was like, I know, I get it. He's like, well, there's really nothing you can do about it. And I was like, what if he like punched me? Then could I like fight him? And Dad was like, yeah, I guess you'd fight him. So then I had set in my mind, I was like, I'm going to get JJ to punch me. And sure enough, like at the end of the game, we're standing in line for snow cones and suicide sodas or graveyards, if you will. And I remember being in line and everything, he was saying negative shit to everybody. And like everything he said to somebody, I would say back to him. Like he would say, hey, Tom, nice hair. I'd be like, JJ, nice hair. And he'd say shit. And it kept going for like 2 minutes until finally like he turned around and wheeled back to punch me. And before he did, I punched him.
Nice.
I figured it was close enough. I didn't want to take that hit.
There was intent.
You say nice, but like, that's a complete asshole thing to do. Like, first of all, I goaded him into doing it. And then he didn't even get to punch me.
Yeah. Was it like typical?
I still think he deserved it. I mean,
he totally did deserve it.
Well,
typical bully, like you hit him and then like he wilted.
Oh man, like that was. I kind of felt bad, but this was the funniest part. Like this, man. I don't know if I should tell this because like I know that this probably scarred this young boy. Because like I punched him when he hit the ground. He like in this like
you knocked him down.
Yeah.
Wow.
I hit his eye. And
I feel bad. He went blind.
he hit the ground and like he just like wailed loudly in this like voice cracking voice. He goes, "Grandma!" And the whole team, like the whole home team starts laughing, and the away team starts laughing. The dude at the concession stand starts laughing. It's like, oh, like in the moment it felt really good, right? But now it just feels like, oh man,
He did a standing damage because of you.
He called me the next day. It was cool. He called me the next day and was like, I'm sorry that I'm an asshole to everybody. And he pretty much said that he had it coming and that
sounds like
so that made me feel a little
Was this
better.
in Kentucky?
No, this was in Florida.
Okay.
This was in the land of Meister Wiley.
The rest of your team applauded when he hit the ground.
Yeah, like everyone was laughing and it was, I mean, he was like a notorious asshole. So that was the big quote unquote fight I've been in. Other than that, it's pretty much been slamming St. Zach in some boxes. I can't even remember what he said. He probably doesn't remember it because it was like such a non-deal, slamming him in the boxes at Office Depot. And then I guess the other one, man, the time I remember seeing red, of course, was when Josh touched my head.
Oh, man.
We've talked about that, I think. Yeah, because I apologize to Josh on the mics for that. We're not going to get into that. That's like a really like embarrassing moment.
Because I physically tense up whenever someone like touches around your head. Like I'm like,
yeah, that's why it makes me feel bad because like I've got this reputation for like, oh, loose cannon. It's like you don't want to be paired up with Dave when you're 2 weeks away from retirement because shit ain't gonna work out. It ain't like that.
I remember being awed because the last time when the three of us went to Game Galaxy, like you were behind Dave and we were talking, you had your coffee and you reached up and like you pat Dave on the back of the head and he didn't react. And I felt like it was that moment in Something About Mary when at the end Ben Stiller whispers into the kid's ear like the baseball kid, and he doesn't freak out. And I was like, that's how much Dave loves John. It's like,
I had completely forgotten about that.
Josh touching my head was like this perfect storm of like.
Yeah, there were.
It was
other
a bad
factors.
night.
And then the other time I remember seeing red was my little sister is 13 years younger than me. And I remember when she was little, she had this green, like this teal rocking horse. And I remember I had some friends over for like a network party or something. And I was in my room talking to my girlfriend on the phone, which I don't like doing. I don't like talking on the phone. And I was ready to get off the phone. And then I hear a knock at my door. And I opened the door, and one of my friends had ridden the rocking horse up to my door as a goof, and I was just furious. Like, for some reason, it just made me mad. Like, I felt like he was violating her property or something like that. Like, I mean, this reptilian switch went off, and I just fucking saw red, reeled back, and fucking kicked it out from underneath him. That fucking horse just like did somersaults across the room. That's about it. You actually have been in actual fights. I haven't. I fucking avoid those.
Well,
Where do you think I got
ended
this?
one before it started, so it's pretty good.
Where do you think I got this sparkling personality?
John?
I'm apparently here to tell fight stories because I know fuck all about Mortal Kombat.
Tell a whole bunch right now, and we'll just edit them in
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I've really only been in one fight, and
it was versus Baraka.
I barely get that. Barely. Now, this kid that I was in band class with, who was he was one of those kids that had like Napoleon complex. Like he was shorter than me, a little bit smaller than me build wise, but he was like ripped, he worked out all the time. And I don't know, for some reason, one day he was behind me in band. He played timpani drums, and I played baritone and trombone. And he just thought it would be cool to hit me in the head with the drumsticks, like the big, it wasn't that bad because they were kind of the padded ones. But he kept doing it harder and harder, and I was just like, I turned around a couple of times. I told him to fuck off, and
Yeah.
And this is when I was either a sophomore or junior in high school, and I had started taking Taekwondo at that time, and I'd always kind of boxed with my cousin when I was growing up, so like I'd been hit a lot, but never in a like angry, actual fight sense. Always kind of in a controlled environment, and anyway, I got really upset when we went to put our instruments away. I caught him in the instrument storage room. He was bent down putting his drums in the stick box, and I took the mouthpiece. You've probably seen the mouthpiece off a baritone.
Yeah, sure. It's fucking huge.
That is a fucking big piece of metal. And I walked over, and I knew it would like hurt him bad if I did it hard. So I just kind of kissed him across the top of the head with it. It did not hit him very hard, but it was enough that he knew.
You could
mess somebody up,
knock someone out with a baritone.
I glanced
mouthpiece.
him with it. It was not a like direct. I didn't come down on his skull all barbarian style or anything. But it's kind of pop, right across the top of the head with it. And he jumped up and he punched me in the stomach. And I was kind of ready for it. I knew he was going to do something, right? But I was just kind of shocked, like, oh. That didn't really hurt that bad. And so I just like grabbed him by the neck and shoved him into the, how the storage cases where they hit you about in the middle of the back. I just shoved him in there, and he was just like, "It's cool, it's cool."
So I've got a very important question for you.
Yeah.
When you snuck up behind him and hit him, how much?
I would like to state again that he hit me all through class.
Right? No.
Okay.
When you plotted
like a
revenge
bastard.
and snuck up to him in his
when
weak points.
you did what premeditated attack, when you hit him, how many extra D6s did you do? I'm trying to figure out your rogue level. Or maybe blackguard. I don't think you're a blackguard. So
No, probably not. I'm not sure exactly.
I mean, you curved it, so you're definitely not. a
No,
blackguard.
It was subdual.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Not many. It was the shoving him in the lock, or the instrument storage rack. That hurt a little bit, I'm sure.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And then there was that, and that was like barely a fight. I got hit once, sort of. But then there was another time that I almost got into a fight. And it was with a guy that I ended up, this was like my freshman year of high school. I ended up taking Taekwondo with this guy, and we were cool. But it's kind of like you were saying, like you had the guy, you guys got in trouble.
The haymaker bully.
Yeah, the haymaker bully. And you guys got in trouble, and you were cool after that. Well, this guy was way bigger than me. He had been held back a year. And he was
You gotta love the kids who are shaven in second grade, right?
Well, this was freshman year, but I mean, he was like shaved head, like big dude, really way stronger than I was, and I was really awkward my freshman year of high school, and I had on a St. Louis Cardinals baseball hat. So this goes back to the hat thing. And we're standing out there. We're standing out waiting for the bus. And he just keeps knocking my hat off over and over. He's knocking my hat off.
Pulling a regular Tyler.
I pick it up and I put it back on and he knocks it off again. And I am fucking blind without my glasses. And even back then I was blind without my glasses. And he kind of missed my hat a little bit and caught my glasses and knocked my glasses off. And I instantly realized that, because of my wicked astigmatism, I could not find them. Like they landed in the grass and they were like wireframe glasses.
Oh man,
I could not see them.
Those are gone. I'm surprised you have glasses now.
I lost my mind. Like knowing full well that this kid could just literally stomp the shit out of me. I looked at him straight in the face and I would go to jail. They would expel me from school now if anyone heard me say this. I told him I was going to come to school tomorrow and fucking kill him. And I meant it. I was so mad.
Well, you were denied your dexterity. You had no other things you could do.
And after I said it, I mean, there were tears in my eyes. I was so mad. And after I said it, I was just waiting. Like I knew, like any second now, this kid is going to just smash my face in. and he picked my glasses up and handed them to me and was like, "You should fucking stand up for yourself more often." And that was it. Like he just turned around and I was just like, "That's all? That's okay."
Do you think he was a Sith Lord?
Maybe.
And he was just taught you how to hate.
We ended up being cool. Like,
well, of course, he was Sith Master.
I guess so. I mean, he was like, just to give you an idea of the mentality that this kid had and how bad he could have hurt me. Later on, when we were taking Taekwondo, he would take rolling pins and run them down the front of his shins to kill off the nerves, so that when he locked, because he would he would go to competitions, and when you lock shins with somebody, when you kick at the same time they kick, and you lock shins, they couldn't wear pads.
Don't do that.
They didn't wear pads on their shins, on their feet and their fists.
No.
And it would hurt, and it would always...
Yeah, shit.
It hurt bad. But it would throw the other person off because he wouldn't feel it. He could throw a kick out there as hard as he wanted and lock shins, and he wouldn't feel it. And then he would come in and hit them,
Next topic.
Yeah.
Now that my shins are just... Oh.
He was that guy.
Now that we've talked about our Mortal Kombats,
Yes.
we can talk about Mortal Kombat 2.
Yeah, let's do it. Do you hear that, Tyler?
The rolling of a rolling pin up shins.
Yeah, I'm doing it now. I think it's a good idea. I was a little grossed out at first, but you know what? Sounds good. Next time I kick a dude in the shins with my shins, I'm gonna be set.
Hold on a second, man. When you reach into your bag, pull out a rolling pin.
I got deadened these shins up. Once these shins are deadened, you're in trouble. Don't you come riding a teal horse to me, motherfucker.
Let's see what's an appropriate.
Nothing's appropriate.
Nothing. Okay.
Nothing's appropriate on this show.
Yeah.
Nothing's appropriate. Everything is inappropriate.
It's the whoop ass train.
The whoop ass train. What's that sound like? Does it sound like the coal train?
No.
Doesn't sound like the coal train. Saving that one for when we do.
Perhaps you could crack open a can of whoop ass.
My can
Oh
broke.
yeah, man, that's a big old can of whoop ass. That can signifies a little segment that we like to call Dave reads from Wikipedia. Okay, guys, Mortal Kombat II, commonly abbreviated as MKII, is a competitive fighting game originally produced by Midway Games for the arcades in 1993. It was later ported to everything. So it says on Wikipedia, everything. That included the PC, Amiga, Game Boy, Sega Game Gear, Sega Genesis, Sega Saturn, Super Nintendo Entertainment System, and various PlayStation consoles. Mortal Kombat II, that's the pirate version,
Oh, okay.
was the second game in the Mortal Kombat series, improving the gameplay and expanding the mythos, the beautiful, rich tapestry of the Mortal Kombat mythos of the original Mortal Kombat. Notably, it introduced more varied fatality finishing moves and several iconic characters such as Kitana, Kung Lao, Melina, and the series' reoccurring villain, Shao Kahn. The game was an unprecedented commercial success. I would say that's probably precedented, considering the
Mortal
success
Kombat.
of the first Mortal Kombat. So I'm going to go ahead and call bullshit on
We
you.
didn't think 2 would sell at all.
Wow, that's crazy. Controversy, yada yada. Spin-off, Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks. 2011 reboot of Mortal Kombat. And I'm done.
Okay.
You did say PlayStation 2, right?
PlayStation consoles.
PlayStation consoles. Okay.
It is unlockable on some other game on PlayStation 2.
Is it?
I know it has an iteration on almost every console.
Sorry, I was thinking the regular PlayStation actually.
But Mortal Kombat 2, it is on the PlayStation. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I played it for about 15 minutes against a friend of mine in Louisville. I'm pretty much done.
You guys have fun.
Because I watched a video of the gameplay of Mortal Kombat 2 on its various systems. And it by far ran the smoothest on the PlayStation and the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
On everything else, it looked like garbage, especially the Sega Master System. Like it should not have been on the Master System at all. That was awful. It ran better on DOS.
That's what I was about to ask. If it ran better on the Game Boy.
The Game Boy wasn't that bad.
Really?
Yeah.
How many characters did they have to cut from Game Boy? Do you know?
There had to be like 4 characters. It had to be pretty bad.
Because I remember about Mortal Kombat 1. I had Mortal Kombat 1 for the Game Gear, and it was missing Kano. They took Kano completely out of the game, which I was really pissed off because he had the finishing move where he ripped the dude's heart out. Mm-hmm. That was one of the famous ones, right? From
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat 1, next to Sub-Zero ripping dude's spinal cord out.
Oh yeah.
So he was removed from the Game Gear, and then the Game Boy they removed. I don't know because I didn't have it on Game Boy, but they removed another character. So they like really whittled down the roster. I can only imagine for
You could only play as
MKII.
Sonya Blade. That's it. That's it.
exclusive.
Our dads, yeah, not even our dads, they're good with that.
I remember the gameplay being really smooth for the 15 minutes that I got my ass kicked while playing.
Yeah, no, I never
Makes
played it on
sense.
PlayStation.
Makes
I didn't know until we started doing research for this that it was even on PlayStation. So
Yeah, I didn't either.
But this game, my memories of this game are tied to Ashley Shake of Fist Puncher fame and MJ Link, because this was after school lit out. Ashley Shake lived the closest to school, so we would normally walk or drive over there and hang out for a little while. And this was always played as soon as we got to his house. And it was always Shake and MJ playing. And they had the allegories between every Mortal Kombat character and all of our friends. So then it was quoting all the people that they knew as they were fighting taunts, at each other. And
So they were playing in character, but not like in character. They were
playing
the parallels of like, okay, Baraka is
exactly.
and he always says at lunch, I like chocolate milk.
Pretty much.
Right, okay.
Who do you think I was?
Oh, you were one of them?
I was one of them.
You were Jax.
Correct. You're damn right I was Jax. So it was always
Nice.
And then because I was heavier in high school, so my Pokemon parallel was Snorlax. So I got a lot of Jax and Snorlax related humor.
Oh, Tyler, the Jorlax.
But I was like Mortal Kombat 1, I was never any good at these games. Like I can appreciate watching somebody who is, because somebody who is really good at Mortal Kombat, it's beautiful to watch them play, because when you know special moves and how to string them together, the game acts completely differently than someone who's just trying to jump and punch around, because it's not meant to be played like that. It's meant to just be a special moves contest.
Yeah, it's special moves heavy, for sure.
So that's why I was always garbage at it.
I owned it. I was good at it when I was a kid. I'm not so much anymore. When we played, it was like, I don't remember how to do pretty much anything.
Well, it was you and I having an uppercut contest.
Yeah,
most
pretty
of the
much.
time.
Like, it was like paper, rock, scissors, man, because you're right. If you don't know the special moves, it's like, I'm either going to jump kick, I'm going to sweep, or I'm going to uppercut. It's like, those are the three things. And it just depends on what the other person's doing. If you jump cut into an uppercut, well, you're going to lose.
See, that's one of the reasons I was awful at this game. Is because I do not know how to implement special moves very well. You know from playing some games with me how long it takes me to get good at doing a special
moves.
I'm awful. I'm a button masher.
Yeah, and you can't button mash in Mortal Kombat. No. None of the combos are built to work like that. So you have to know exactly what you're doing. Yeah, Street Fighter, you can button mash and get away with it, and you're solid.
Tekken was made for button mash.
Because Tekken is mostly just like B B A B A B B B A A up, and that's fine.
It's like entering a code.
But you played the arcade version of this very much, Dave?
No, I did at Game Galaxy, but here's my experience with Mortal Kombat 2 in the arcade. We had a good arcade when I was living in Cedar Rapids at the time. I think it was Pocket Change or Tilt. I can't remember which one was here in Kentucky.
Pocket Change.
Pocket Change was in the mall.
Okay, so it was Tilt. And they were always good because they'd get the new machine, right? And they'd put it like front and center and they'd rotate machines out. And I remember, oh man, Mortal Kombat 2, seeing it when I walked in the first time, I was like, oh man, ran up to it, started playing it, put my quarters in, slammed it down. Oh, check out all these new characters. And then like immediately someone came up to player 2, entered, uppercut me 4 times, killed me. And then I was like, oh, well, I kind of just wanted to experience this game. I'll put another quarter in. And they were still there and beat the shit out of me. And I was like, all right, I guess I'm going to go play some other game because clearly I'm just going to waste quarters. Which, I mean, that was the law of the jungle, man. That's how arcade games were. And that's like, it's weird because that's like still in fighting game culture, you know, that exists.
You were every kid Corey ever played a Tekken arcade game against.
Well, I mean, maybe it was Corey in disguise.
He ruined some people's day.
But I was awful at it in the arcade. I wouldn't even say I'm good at it on the Super Nintendo. I just kind of learned glitches so that I could cheese my way through fights. But you know, the main reason I loved it was because of all the fatalities and babalities and friendships and all the finishing moves you could do.
Because I feel like this game, Mortal Kombat 1, you didn't have that much funny in it, but it was groundbreaking in that, I mean, people lost their mind over it. Like the rating system was created because of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, it's one of the games that was included in the creation.
So Mortal Kombat has just enough of that absurdity and humor in it that I feel like Mortal Kombat 2 is the balance to hit before it just flanderizes into ridiculousness with Mortal Kombat 3 and the rest of the iterations.
Yeah.
And the mythos spins out of control. The mythos spins out of control. This is the last, like, I feel, balanced Mortal Kombat. Plus, I've read everywhere that people think it's the best arcade port of the game.
Yeah, actually, I think it's ported really well on the Super Nintendo. I haven't played any of the other versions. But, I mean, when I picked it up at Game Galaxy and when I saddled up to it, I was like, oh, yeah, I can probably beat this game because I beat it on the Super Nintendo. They put a whole lot more exploits in the Super Nintendo version, I'll tell you that much, because I think I spent like a solid 2 hours at that cabinet beating it. It was pretty disgraceful.
I mean, well, because I feel you can't pause it. We figured that out going back and playing it.
Yeah,
there's no pausing it. You can't kind of, okay, wait, let's see what the special move is.
Right.
You have to study and know ahead of time. And when it came out, you just had to kind of experiment and ask around and talk with your friends and maybe have the instruction booklet that would tell you how to do a few of the moves.
Yeah, I remember I had a worn out Game Pro. Like that Game Pro got a lot of use. That magazine was like, I remember by the time I was done with Mortal Kombat 2, like the cover was just hanging on by one of the staples in the binding, and that motherfucker was done. Just because there's so much to memorize. You can't, I mean, I'm sure somebody did memorize all of that stuff, but I needed a quick reference all the time.
Because what kind of got to me, special moves wise and things going between the two, what I do not like about Mortal Kombat 2, what I liked about 1, and I feel like that's probably part of the reason my dad was successful at Mortal Kombat 1, Sonya Blade's pink projectile was
rings,
pretty similar to the Hadouken, which is that's the universal special move that anybody can really do. Yeah. So In Mortal Kombat 2, fucking Sonya Blade, take her out. Then it's like, oh, okay, well, fine, I'll be Kano. No, nope, gone too. Nope, sorry, you got no Kano. You've got 4 ninjas that are all palette swaps.
Yes. Yeah.
Then you've got 2 girls who are just the same. And then you got another Goro. And you got somebody who is also everybody. That's this game, like, they worked hard to make it a perfect arcade port, but the character design in this game is so fucking lazy.
Yeah, it's super lazy.
It makes, okay, because you've got Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Reptile, and Smoke.
And Noob Saibot.
Because they're all ninjas. And then Noob Saibot is a carbon copy of what? Like
Scorpion.
He's Scorpion because he has Scorpions.
Yep, he's Scorpion, but he's fast.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, that's Smoke. And Noob Saibot is like Smoke, but even faster. Yeah, so they're all Scorpion, essentially.
You've got 4 characters that can throw Scorpion Spear in this game. Including, because if Shang Tsung turns into Scorpion, then he can do it.
It is weak.
It's bullshit.
Okay, I agree, but here's what's the most fucked up about it. It's like Mortal Kombat as an IP took that and ran with it, because I can understand in 1993 why they might need to do that. They need to do that so they can boost up their roster, right? So they don't use up so much space.
Right, because you've got a limited cartridge.
Yeah, you got limited space on there. Cut to today, where it's just like, I don't know. We did it then. Let's do it now.
We've got the 16 Cyber Ninjas of alternate color. We got the Crayola Ninjas.
Can't leave any of them out, God forbid. So I don't know. Yeah, but it's
Cornflower Blue Ninja. That's my thing.
Because what? Then you have the three palette swap female ninjas, Melina, Katana, and Jade, that are just. I mean, their move sets are a little different, but it just. Oh man, it just. Even the bosses, because you think, all right, well, who are they going to get to replace Goro? Goro with stripes, Kintaro. So it's just like everything is there, but like the characters, and I feel like that's by far like the weakest part of the game.
On the other hand, I remember playing this game for the first time, starting it up, and just being blown away by the roster, because there are a lot of palette swaps, but there's like 12 fighters, and like compared to Mortal Kombat 1, which had 5 or 6, I can't remember exactly.
Or even Street Fighter
and
had
even
like 8.
Street Fighter, yeah. I mean, I remember starting it up and being like, "Whoa, there's a lot of content here." At least they had different move sets, but yeah, there were more. Well, maybe not more palette swaps in a JRPG, but pretty damn close.
Because I guess you get the 2 real original characters.
2 real for TV.
Yeah.
The Jerry Springer Mortal Kombat.
Because you've got, I guess it's I'd be willing to bet the 2 new characters are our favorite characters in Mortal Kombat. Because they have my favorite character in that game, Kung Lao.
Kung Lao.
I love Kung Lao. Yeah. Or as I said growing up, Kung Lao.
That's how it's spelled.
Kung Lao.
That's how it's spelled.
Even though they say his name when you click on
They do. Yeah, they do. You're right.
And then who I assume is your favorite, Baraka.
Yeah, Baraka's my favorite. I'm not the best with Baraka, but he is my favorite because he has sword arms. Do you need another reason? Not really. One moment he's like Wolverine, but with swords in his arms. I mean, it's just you don't get better than that.
No,
sword beats claw.
Can either one of you think of a fighting game that isn't based off of a tournament?
You mean one that's just based off of just murder?
Yeah. It's not like a murder tournament. Maybe just free-form murder.
Primal Rage, wasn't that all about like fighting for caveman worshippers?
I get worshippers and territories. That is one.
That's like a divine battle.
Yeah, that's good. That is a good example. But like Tekken is a tournament, Mortal Kombat is a tournament, Street Fighter is a tournament.
Did you hear about the Primal Rage 2? Did you see that?
I saw it on my newsfeed for a second, but I didn't look into it.
We're going to have to make a pilgrimage. It's up in Illinois, I think close to the Michigan border, right? Illinois borders Michigan, is that right? Probably not. But it's up.
Wisconsin?
Is it Wisconsin? Yeah. I'm
trying to think what my go back to middle school geography, like Mimel, Michigan, Iowa.
Nice. Thank you for sharing that mnemonic device. I like it. I haven't thought about that shit in a long time.
Louisiana, Arkansas, Iowa. Shit.
No, that's not right.
I'm going up. We're going to Lamas.
But anyway, wherever it is, it's in Illinois somewhere. We should go and make a pilgrimage there because they've got like one of the 2 known prototype Primal Rage 2 arcade cabinets.
Fucking A.
Yeah.
It would be good because I played this shit out of not Primal Rage on any system. That's the only like arcade cabinet I can say I sunk a lot of money into.
Can we do another Ship Monday on Primal Rage? I think that we should.
Yeah, we should.
Did you find out, John? I saw you furiously searching geography sites.
It's Wisconsin.
It's Wisconsin. Okay.
I was pretty sure because I went up there with Breathurst.
To play some Primal Rage 2?
No,
Did you guys get that on lockdown?
We played some games. I can't remember what they were. I was too exhausted from the drive.
I don't think the Naruto fighters that wasn't a tournament. I mean, I don't know what iteration came over to the U.S. because we were playing an import.
It wasn't a tournament.
But that wasn't
now
a tournament.
those games are basically anime you can play through. You can play through. I think you have the option to fight, but basically the story mode is you picking whatever characters are in fights in the anime and play through the storyline as them fighting.
Naruto 2 and 3, they were the ones that you had.
Yeah.
The imports.
For GameCube.
Those were two of the best fighters I've ever played.
See, I think that would also be a really good other shit Monday.
You want to do it?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I would love to do that.
See, you guys can talk about it, and I'll just talk about Naruto. So that's fine.
No, you got to play the game. Man, that game was so much fun.
Oh,
they were on the internet. I'm sure there's game facts for them.
You still got it?
Yeah, I got the game.
Yeah, everything's in Japanese, so you guys had to look through game facts and try to understand what everything meant.
Yeah.
Well, he did. I just waited for him to get the game going. I was just like, man, that's awesome. Thank you for doing this.
Yeah, you had to
awesome.
You had to boot it with a bootloader and then take that out and then put the game in so it would bypass the region code.
The fucking regional restrictions.
Yeah.
Ugh. But because you got into that and then showed me the anime, and then I've fucking ran wild with the anime and the manga for that.
Yeah, and I dropped it.
Love it. I love it so much. I mean, it's definitely hit its expiration date. It's about to end. It's finally Naruto is about to end. They are the author has said this is the final battle that they're on right now. So.
I got to the filler part, like the long run of filler, and I just quit.
10 seasons.
I just quit.
Naruto is the original Naruto is 20 seasons. It's 20 DVD sets. The first 10 are canon. The last 10, except for the last episode, are filler. Just bullshit made up stuff. Yeah. I spent enough money where I bought all that fucking shit.
You bought those?
Yeah.
Really?
I didn't know.
Man.
So for Christmas, I was like, all of them. All of them on Amazon. I was very sad.
Sorry about that.
Man.
Yeah.
That's like all that hockey equipment you had.
What is it? And maybe Ashley Shake can explain this. What is it about Japanese culture that makes that okay? Why would you stick around and
I don't think it's a
that?
Japanese culture thing. We've got how many fucking scary movies have we had in the theater?
Well, I know.
They're on 13,
10
right?
seasons of filler? That's
Because there's no,
insane.
I guess they have their purity because the manga has no filler. The manga is just always just straight story. The manga is basically storyboarding for the anime.
There's no way I would. I mean, I really liked Naruto, what I watched of it, and I really loved the fighting games. But there's no way I would make it through more than 3 seasons of the filler.
Oh man.
Those fighting games are legitimately good fighting games. They're not just
fighting games.
I mean, we got it on a whim.
Cell shading is incredible.
I love a good cel-shaded game.
Yeah, I do too.
Man.
I think it's really underrated.
It's while we were playing Mortal Kombat, going back to Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat Deuce.
Talk about
you were playing through. You know I can do that.
Yeah.
Let's just see if we can derail Tyler on Naruto again.
That because you play through because I watched you beat it again because we played some 2-player, then you play through single player.
Close enough.
And then so you play through. Of course, you win the first match,
Yeah.
and then second match get destroyed.
Right. That's how it works.
And so you have to hit a continue, and then you come back again.
Then it's easy again. Yeah, that's how this game works. That's literally the first fight is a cakewalk. You win the first fight. Second fight is you're not gonna win. I mean, if you're good, if you're good, which I'm not, you might win, but otherwise you're gonna burn a continue.
I wonder if it's got the programming has some kind of difficulty value, and you hit a continue, and it resets the value down to 0.
Oh, that's definitely what's going on. It has to be it's not a gentle curve like in Street Fighter, where the battles do get in single player, they get more difficult, but I don't feel like the second battle is as difficult as the last. That's how this feels. It feels like it's binary. Yeah, it's it's either this is going to be easy or hellish. There's no in between.
Let's see. So in order, because I was doing research for achievements and other things, so I was like, I'm gonna need to watch part of the movies again.
Nice,
before I
good.
do this. So I watched the first Mortal Kombat movie, which I think is okay. The second
Highlander
one is-
Raiden.
Yeah, there you go. The second one is terrible. But the first one's okay.
Second one is Dexter's dad, Raiden.
Oh man, he's so
Can't switch a Raiden.
yeah. And Shao Kahn also looks. I don't know who that actor is, but he's terrible. But the first one, not bad.
Wait, they got a terrible actor?
I know, right? They're like they just run up the street like muscular man for Shao Kahn.
Mortal
Any
Kombat.
muscular man, just come on in. We'll put a skull helmet on
I've
you.
never seen either of the Mortal Kombat movies.
Starring Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Man, I would love to have seen a Philip Seymour Hoffman Shao Kahn.
He would have brought you to tears as Shao Kahn.
Raul Julia and Shang Tsung and Philip Seymour Hoffman.
We need to cast Mortal Kombat with like legitimate character actors. That's what we need. That's our task.
Tim Curry as Goro. We just. But I watched the one of the final fights in the first one, which was Johnny Cage and Goro.
Right.
So it's like I want to see. Going back, what does this look like?
2014.
The movie?
I shit you not.
They're rebooting the
man.
movie?
That's
I know.
what it says. Paul W.S. Anderson, so you know it's going to be good.
Wait, did you say Wes Anderson is directing Mortal Kombat? All right, that's what we need to do. We need to cast the Wes Anderson Mortal Kombat movie.
Oh, Luke Wilson and
Well,
Owen Wilson
clearly.
in drag as Melina and Katana.
Now, let me see if I can. Okay, Mortal Kombat. It says 2015. I know this is complete fucking internet hearsay. Let's see if it's on IMDb.
You think people just go on the internet and tell lies? John?
You mean you can't believe everything you read on the internet?
But the Goro in that movie, he looks like somebody. I believe Reza is the Ninja Turtles.
The wolf.
Into the wolf.
Yeah.
He looks like somebody just took that costume, shaved it down real good, and sent it out because like. There was no way they were going to do a good fight scene with that costume.
No.
Because you just see like two of the arms have to just be on sticks like
right.
Muppets that are moving around. And he's got the strangely animated face that every muscle is moving as he talks.
Yeah, because it's like the face is robotic, right? And it just feels like there was just a dude who spilled coffee on the circuit board or something because
Yes, master. Arms everywhere. And he's like, Johnny Cage is running around and Goro's like super slow as they're trying to like move the costume around and climb rocks. And it's just, oh man, it was bad.
that's the only thing I remember about that movie is those were $500 sunglasses, asshole.
Yep. Yep.
Because I remember being a kid and being like, oh, he said asshole. That has stuck with me to this day.
All right, well, let's talk Mortal Kombat 2, ranked 25. Do you think it should be ranked 25?
That's a hard question for me, man. I do. I kind of think it belongs, maybe not exactly 25, but I think it belongs somewhere around here. Maybe I'd put it in the 30s, maybe not in the 20s, but yeah, I feel like it kind of belongs here.
I can agree with you, especially looking at its time period. I agree with you.
And I do think that it was the best Mortal Kombat game.
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%. I think after Mortal Kombat 2, it jumped the shark. I don't really think that, I don't remember what I said at the time when we recorded the Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 episode, but I mean, since then, we've played a lot of games that I think were better than Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 to the point where I kind of don't think that belongs on the list.
Yeah. Because it was not 80s, 90s. Like it
was 90s,
pretty far
I think.
down there. But what's not on the list, which I think is very strange, that the original Mortal Kombat is not on the IGN Top 100.
I don't know why. I have a theory, and that theory is no blood. Because I remember being a kid, I owned a Super Nintendo, and I remember being incredibly disappointed that when you uppercut somebody, sand sprayed out.
Was it the Genesis or
Genesis had blood.
Yeah, the Genesis had blood because I remember my friend Levi had that.
And I think both had a blood code. And I think on the Genesis it gave more blood or something like that. And I think on the Super Nintendo, I have not gone back to play this, but if I recall correctly, you kind of got like the pseudo blood. Like it wasn't the bright red Mortal Kombat blood that
Yeah.
you're
Was
used
it
to.
realistic blood?
Well, realistic being like when Dave and I are fighting, like Baraka does his thing where he basically just waves his claws in the air, and like if
Yes.
you run into him, it looks like he just tears little strings of ribbon out of you that fall to the ground slowly. It's like, yeah, everyone is full of ribbons in the Mortal Kombat universe, and you just pull out the ribbons.
It's like we just went behind every SUV. I have to say that really slowly because that's one of those words now. Like fucking Special Victims Unit has fucked that up for me because I can't tell you how many times we're like, "Did you see that dude in the SVU? Fuck, damn it."
I like the one on Adult Swim, NTFS SD SUV.
Yeah.
No, I have not heard of this.
I've watched 2 seasons of that.
I've
It's pretty-
only watched like a show here and there. It's pretty fucking absurd.
It is funny.
but yeah, that cracks me up every time I see it. That's what I think of, and it's poisoned me on Special Victims Unit because I used to watch that.
I hate that show. That's why I get so ashamed.
It makes me wanna jump off a fucking bridge.
There you go. Hey, man, you can't dig on Naruto for doing 10 seasons of filler. That whole fucking show that's been on the air since I was born is just all the
true.
same episode over and over again.
Okay.
But Mariska Hargitay is a talented actress. Let's
she
give
is.
props to Mariska Hargitay.
Look, Stabler, and what was her?
It's your jam, dude. I don't
I can't
know.
even remember. Shit. I know that they've put different characters in there.
Christopher.
You do a great job.
Christopher Maloney.
Christopher
Christopher Maloney.
Christopher
He is
Maloney.
also man. It makes
funny.
me frustrated. Yes, he is so funny.
Yeah.
He is such a good comedic actor,
he
but he
is.
never does comedy. Oh, he's so good.
But yeah, the ones with Elliot and Stabler, I think that's who they are. And that Mariska.
I don't know.
You got me. I know the actors. I don't watch the show.
Elliot's and Scrubs.
I've seen like four seasons probably of it.
Well,
It's just
I
filler.
can't even
You
remember.
just got 26 more to go, and you'll be caught up.
Yeah, fuck all that.
So why don't you think this game was on the top 100? Any idea?
There's no reason for it not to be.
Mortal Kombat 1.
We've played far worse games, and this game has like a lot of historical significance for gaming.
Yeah.
With it, it took everything up a notch. Like TV had Beavis and Butthead to put the parents on red alert, and for video games it was Mortal Kombat 1. And they hit, around the same time. Like this is the moral decay of America with Mortal Kombat, Beavis and Butthead.
I know it's not time for achievements, but I will forget this if I don't do this right now.
Okay, it could be time for achievements. Well, it's about time for
Okay.
achievements.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'll start off. I've got an achievement for this game, Tyler, and it is called Triple Threat. And to unlock Triple Threat, which it's going to be difficult because it's 1993, 1994. So you're going to need 2 televisions. Okay. So that's tough. You're probably going to have to bring your TV that you have in your bedroom into the living room and plug it in next to the family TV because that's how you roll. What you're going to need to do is turn on Beavis and Butthead on your TV, play Mortal Kombat 2 on the family television while playing an NWA tape.
Oh yeah.
You do that, you unlock Triple Threat, and the conservative right they just come into your house and they drag you away to
Tipper
juvie.
Gore personally comes in and just hauls you away to Bible camp.
Exactly. I've got another achievement, and it is called Stinky Cheese Man. I'm sure you all remember the classic
Children's book.
classic book,
Oh
Stinky
man,
Cheese Man.
man! You just reached way back in there. The magnifying glass was going over the little file. You said that you reached in there.
You can see the cover in your mind, can't you?
Yes, I can.
This is a real thing. Okay.
Yeah, it is a real thing. I think it was probably just a little after you left elementary school. Because I remember even when it came out for me, because Tyler, you're a little bit younger than me. I remember when it came out and thinking, this is a little babyish,
Well,
but that's okay.
Tell me about Stinky Cheese.
Would you tell everybody that Jon Turley is 45 years old?
I am fucking ancient.
You're not that old, motherfucker. You're only like 3 years old, 2 years older than me, if even. But in order to unlock Stinky Cheese Man, what you have to do is get 2 flawless victories in a row by standing in the corner and throwing fireballs at an enemy until he dies.
Yeah. The good old Liu Kang jump loop.
Hell yeah.
Because you found that little.
That's how I do it.
If you hit if you hit an opponent right as they jump, they will jump again. If you hit them with a projectile, so you could just projectile and they would just jump into it just
Every
over
time.
and over and over.
And it's funny because it's like you could rap over it almost, like because it's like the audio's the same. It's just this guy wah, wah, in rhythm. You know you fucked up when all of a sudden that guy's not screaming.
I'm gonna look for something on YouTube that might have that. I'm gonna look for that for the show notes.
Do you have any achievements, Tyler?
I do. I have 3.
Sweet. Lay them on me, man.
The first one is America, bitch.
Okay.
You unlock America, bitch, by you get 1 round of a flawless victory against Shao Kahn with Jax.
Nice.
Because he's the real all-American hero.
I agree.
The second one is I want to be a pretty girl. You unlock I want to be a pretty girl by beating every opponent in the game as Shang Tsung turned into Melina, Katana, or Jade.
I was hoping this was going to reach back to the Luke and Owen Wilson.
And the last one, like Kintaro, like Goro, that's why I had to watch the movie again. You defeat Kintaro with a kick from Johnny Cage.
Nice. I guess I got a third one.
Okay.
You ready for this one? It's
Yeah.
called Life is Study. And in order to unlock Life is Study, you have to beat Kintaro Oe, which is not in the game, unfortunately.
For the show notes, I'm going to link every episode of the anime that Dave is talking about with Kintaro Oe. It's Golden Boy.
Is it on YouTube?
I'm 90% sure that I've seen the whole thing on YouTube, or I will find some other link where you can stream and have all 6 or 7 episodes.
Yeah, it's not very long. It's like 6.
TADPOG Nation, watch all episodes of Golden Boy. You will. It is an 80s style anime, so the animation is dated, but it is so good.
It's hilarious.
It is so
Yeah,
good.
it's hilarious.
I want to think Will Alonso has actually told me that was a really good show.
Oh, Golden Boy's hilarious.
Man. Yeah, you can't go wrong. Like most people, except for Nicole Nance of Kirby fame, just kind of like looked around confused trying to show her that because, I mean, no one's getting hurt in it really, and it's not super dry, so she didn't get it. Everybody else that I've shown it to has really enjoyed it. Like Jacob York of Bullfighting fame will listen to this and probably call, being like, "Yeah, Golden Boy."
Now, how does it stack up next to Cowboy Bebop?
Totally different.
Completely,
It's a comedy.
Oh, it's a comedy.
Comparing sandwiches and spoons.
All right. See, that's what got me was Cowboy Bebop. Like I was completely opposed to watching any kind of anime, and Dave was like, "Look, man, I know you will like this."
Cowboy
And I
Bebop
watched it and
transcends.
holy shit.
It really
Holy shit.
that transcends the genre.
Any anime I feel like that has a strong vision where it's just start to finish. There's no bullshit stretching it out. They have a narrative they want to tell. Anime is so good at that. So you get like a 20, 30, maybe 60, and I say 60 because of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, with a tight story. It's always so good. I have not been disappointed by an anime.
I have, but I watched a shitload of bad anime.
Neon Genesis was really good until like the last
2 episodes?
2 episodes.
Yeah. Hey, Tyler.
Yes, Dave.
What's up, dude? You're scratching your beard.
I am.
You okay?
It's really long now. I
feel-
need to shave.
I could hear it over the mics.
Yeah. It's probably, this is one of the longest I've had my beard
Yeah?
because I just keep getting.
Grow it out, man.
My next day off, I'm gonna shave, cut my hair and shave, and I just like
No.
doing something else.
You're the bearded host. You need a beard.
Oh, I'll have the beard. It just won't be
No.
hobo-esque.
You need... I tell you what. You escalate your beard, I will escalate my glasses. It's going to be an arms race of facial things.
I look like a dwarf from The Hobbit, and you look like Bubbles from Trailer Park Boys. So it'll be.
All right, let's do it. I don't know what that is.
I think
but
you need some of those huge late 80s style mirrored aviator glasses.
I'll do it. Grow that beard out, Tyler. I'll do it. I've got a very important question for you that may or may not be beard related. And that question is, how much is this game on Amazon? You forgot about it. You forgot about it. I can tell. I can see it in your eyes. Tyler, what I want to know is, at the time of this recording, I want to know how much you could buy Mortal Kombat 2 for the Super Nintendo on Amazon, used.
Pretty prolific game. probably, I'm imagining the original Mortal Kombat's be more expensive. Mortal Kombat 2, they produced plenty of cartridges. It sold really well.
No, it's unprecedented, remember?
Unprecedented.
Tyler, keep that in mind.
I'm going to put that at $625.
$625. And you own this game and didn't know it.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
You're factoring that into your price,
Yeah.
right? Like, this is the kind of game that you can own and not realize
Yeah.
it. John, how much do you think this game is on Amazon?
$3.84.
$384, $625? Goes to Tyler. You're $2 off. It's $825 used on Amazon.
Okay.
Let me lay some of this on you. This is interesting. Mortal Kombat 1. It's also on here. Used $588. Less expensive. Mortal Kombat 3. $295.
Yeah.
So I feel like this gives you a good scale, of how good these games are.
Metric.
Well, now that that's over, I can close this iPad. Oh, you hear that? And ask you a very important question. If you were to give this game a beard and just summed up what Mortal Kombat 2 is all about, what kind of beard would it be?
I would have to give this. It's a similar, it's a beard that's well trimmed, little length to it, but it comes in green, blue, yellow, and gray. So it's four of the same beard.
All right. Makes sense. I love it. Does one smoke constantly?
A little bit.
And one is black as night? Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
if you were to give this game a pair of glasses, what kind of glasses would you give it?
A pair of glasses that is slightly lighter, so maybe like a light black version of Johnny Cage's glasses. Those $500 pair of glasses, asshole. The second player version of that, which is just a little lighter.
You know what I want someone to do? I want someone to edit that audio or just edit the footage so he says, those are 500 assholes. So,
Dollar.
if you want to get to work on that, I'd really appreciate it.
That's all I got. Any additional commentary? How's your battery?
It's fine. It's at 54. We can go. We want to keep going?
I'm just wondering, how much is that? If Audacity's good, the battery's good, we're good.
Battery's at 54%. Quality of the show, probably like an 8.
No, this has been wonderful.
I feel like this has been I feel like we were really hitting it hard the last couple of weeks. Man, I feel like we dropped the ball on this Mortal Kombat episode. I really do.
I'm sorry. I told you I had nothing to contribute.
John, I really don't think it's your fault. What I think it is we got spoiled on that episode that we recorded twice with Nicole. I feel like we need to shut this down and start over.
Record it again?
Let's record it again.
Because you don't have to be up in 4 hours, John.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Look, man, it's 11:15. The last 2 times we left here, John, it was 2 a.m. You're fine. Trust me.
I'm okay. You keep that Chemex thing going.
Yeah, John enjoys the coffee I make out of my Chemex for him every time.
Chemical X.
He turns into a Powerpuff Girl while we record the show. It's
Thank
wonderful.
you. When you said Bubbles earlier from Trailer Park Boys, that's what I thought you were talking about. I thought you were talking about Bubbles from Powerpuff Girls.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Hey, Nicole, listen. Thanks for listening, everybody. You can find the show on iTunes or Stitcher. So don't miss the next episode. We'll be talking about, next Wednesday, IGN's 24th ranked game, Contra 3, The Alien Wars, which Dave is very excited about.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
While you're there, don't forget to subscribe. Give the show a 5-star rating and write a review. If there's a game that you'd like us to talk about, include that in your review, and we'll get to it
Eventually.
I'm gonna pull the mustache out of my mouth. I've just been chewing on my mustache.
I felt like you did. I felt like you did a better job when Nicole was here. I do.
Do you like the smartass vibe I was throwing at her?
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
I think it's funny that your mustache actually could reach into your mouth.
See, that's how long it's been since I've shaved.
Oh, I think it's great.
So I can close my mouth and just coming over and my mouth just disappears.
Your mouth
Sam
disappeared.
shit happening.
I like
Wow.
that.
I look like a nightmarish villain that has no mouth, just hair. Something out of where the wild things are.
Don't worry, guys. Like Tyler said, we're going to be back. We're going to be talking about stuff. We don't know what we're going to do on Monday. We really don't. Got any suggestions? Let us know.
Yeah.
Or don't. I don't care. It's up to you. Whatever you want to do. In the meantime, you can always find us at tadpog.com. That's where the show notes live. Hopefully, you're going to be able to sit there at work and watch Golden Boy. Actually, don't watch Golden Boy at work. It's not like pornographic, but it's kind of a naughty comedy.
It's suggestive.
It's
There's a word for it. The kind of anime it is. I can't remember the word though.
I don't know what that would be. It's like American Pie, but funny in a Japanese cartoon. Right?
Oh, yeah.
So, like, if I were to sum it up in a phrase, it would be even the word, just the phrase American Pie coming out of my mouth just kind of makes me feel like less of a human being. Sorry, Eugene Levy.
Well,
I'm sorry.
back in the day, that was
I watched
super.
I watched it for Allison Hannigan. That was the only fucking
You're
reason.
Willow.
Holy Willow. Yeah, Willow.
But anyway, I don't know. Maybe we'll have American Pie in the show notes too. That's probably free and available on YouTube. I don't know.
I remember somebody left American Pie 3 at my house. Like,
And you burned that house down.
Idea where it came from. I just found it one day. I was like, I sure as fuck didn't buy this.
It's like
I don't
like the
think
Ring.
I know anybody who would have bought this.
If you go on Google Map and do a street view, it's just a gaping maw to hell. That's what happens when you leave that
Like
movie in one place for too long.
The moon gate opened up.
You can find us on Facebook. We're facebook.com/tadpog. A lot of cool people doing a lot of cool shit. I bragged on the fan art that our sandwich friend made, Phil. I can never remember. Sandwich Prince. Made. I don't think I ever bragged on the full plate lawnmower.
Exalted Lord Micah Purdue did.
I know. If you haven't been on our Facebook page.
Badass. Is it a push mower?
Yeah,
Yeah.
John.
Yes.
Yeah, John. You got to get on that Facebook. You got to get on that
I know,
Facebook
I
tip,
do.
John.
I know.
You can see all this great stuff. There's also, I haven't mentioned this in a long time, there's a photograph of a turd on the floor.
Yeah. I remember hearing about that.
Someone needs to start that subreddit. Turd on the floor.
It's probably already there.
Post all your fecal floor content here.
Yeah.
You can also find us on Twitter. We are at @tadpog_podcast. Thank you, everybody, for retweeting, especially when especially when I'm like not hitting it on an episode like this. I really appreciate the tweets. That makes me feel so good. You can also call us if you want to. You can call us anytime. It's fine. You can leave a voicemail if I don't pick up. You can also text us at 270-883-2555. Our intro song, John.
Has Moved by Sycamore Drive. A link can be found in the show notes at tadpog.com.
Boom. Boom.
We don't know what a link to what it will be, but there will be a link in the show notes at tadpog.com.
A link to the track.
No, shh. I think for this one episode, we should change that link to something else and see if anyone clicks on it.
It probably won't be Bailey J. It probably won't be Bailey J.
We can't guarantee. Man, Sycamore Drive's gonna be so mad at us.
I think you should just rickroll some people with that. Nobody's done that in a long time.
So until next time,
Tropical Capricorn. Don't you even pretend. Don't you even pretend. Because Tyler's here. Don't you leave me fucking hanging on that limb. You know he thinks she's hot because he posted on her photo. It's safe here, John. This is a safe place.